Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about whether or not 2023, whether or not this is the year that we can finally stop covering Trump. It's a comment and a question that I'm seeing a lot. And I'm going to give you the reasons why, and there's multiple, that the answer is no. The answer is definitely no. First is allegedly, there was that whole, coup attempt thing. Eventually, there will be proceedings about that. There will be more. So that's going to be in the news. The next part is that, that was a pretty historic event. It will never stop being talked about. It shouldn't be, anyway. That'll be in history books. Those people who participated, those people who enabled it, they will be in history books. And then there's the reason that people think that it's time to stop covering him. And it's worth noting, he tried to hold a press conference and not a single cable news outlet showed up. Like not even Fox or whatever that other one is, Newsmax or whatever. They didn't even show up. That's got to hurt. And when you hear stuff like that, and you hear about his dwindling influence, and you hear about it on this channel, I understand why people are like, well, then why are we still covering him? Because he does look weak, diminished, tamed. I get it. To answer that, I want to read you an article. Trump tamed. Donald Trump, once the demigod of the reactionary extremists, flew home today and immediately left in a limo for Mar-a-Lago. He looked a much sadder and wiser man today than on January 6th, when he and other radical extremists appeared to engage in an attempt to overthrow the government. His behavior since has convinced people that he, like his political organization, are no longer to be feared. It is believed he will retire to private life and return to Austria, the country of his birth. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not about Trump. That's about the guy who led Germany during World War II, after his failed attempt. Not to be feared. Tamed. So actually the headline, Hitler tamed by prison. Copyright 1924, the New York Times Company. It's December 20th if you want to look it up. Obviously, I changed a lot of the wording, but read the article. The fact that he is diminished, that he's weak, that he appears tamed and without influence doesn't mean that we can stop covering him. The coverage has to continue until there's a conclusion. If the coverage stops and he stops being baggage for those who enabled him, they begin their rehabilitation process. Not of like their actual character or behavior, but of their image. And they get ready for next time. It is important to remember that it certainly appears there are people who enabled and encouraged this who are still in power today. I know it seems like it's been forever. It's been a while. But these things don't stop. Trumpism will outlive Trump. It will continue under a new name, a new authoritarian figurehead, some Xerox copy of Trump, maybe a little bit more polished. But it's still going to be there. And it is much more likely that they're successful if Trump doesn't become baggage. If his actions aren't linked to those who would do it. They may rehabilitate their image, but they showed you who they are. they were down. So, no, I'll still keep covering him, and those like him, all of those people who enabled him. It's not over. Make no mistake about it. They're scrambling, trying to figure out what to do. But many of those people who enabled this are still in positions of power today. If the coverage stops, Trump becomes, this bygone thing. He's no longer linked to the people in power today who were willing to do his bidding. So when the next authoritarian comes along, they might just do their bidding as well. And they've had practice. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.